You ever move somewhere thinking you're leaving your old life behind, just chasing silence? That was me. I came to Pine Hollow for the hush that wraps around you when the rest of the world can't find your address. My house wasn't anything special. A squat little place on the edge porch wide enough for a rocking chair, or 2 yards sloping down into a mess of pines that looked like they'd been there forever. But what caught my eye every damn morning was that gravel road snaking through the trees, ugly as sin, bending down toward the canyon, half forgotten, except by people like me who can't stop noticing scars on the land. I spent more years than I want to count driving roads just like that, hauling fire crews into places where you only got one shot to get it right. Sometimes you save a life, sometimes you lose one and don't ever talk about it again. That road out back, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't landscape, but it was built by folks who knew how fast this place can go up. Didn't matter to the new neighbors or the HOA Queen Bee Cynthia Brower, all pastel linen and practiced smile, who showed up the first week with her welcome packet eyeing that fire road like it was a wart she'd have to get removed. "Shame about that thing," she said, peering past my porch. "We're thinking wildflowers or maybe a mural soften it up." I just shook my head, beer in hand. "Don't." She blinked real quick, smile cracking for a half second. "I'm sorry." "That's a fire access road. You block it. You block everyone's way out if this canyon burns." She laughed tight, dismissive. "Our landscaping committee wouldn't be that careless. We have the main road anyway." I didn't bother telling her I'd mapped that road myself after the '98 firestorm, or that I had the city plans rolled up in a drawer, or that I'd spent 26 years trying to keep neighborhoods like this from burning to the ground. I came here to be quiet, let old ghosts fade, not to fight with neighbors over dirt and gravel. But I kept noticing things: a newsletter hinting at beautification, a meeting summary about redundant paths. Redundant! Like there's such a thing in a wildfire. I walked that road late April. Brush growing up slope, eroded here and there, but still passable. If the main road choked with cars or got blocked, that ugly strip was the only way out for half this place. I sent the HOA emails polite at first. Attached maps, photos, even old news clippings showing fire season evacuations. No answer. Then the spring newsletter hit my mailbox, full-color map of a nature zone, native plants and boulders plotted right over my ridge and the fire road. Felt like the old adrenaline, the one that tightens your chest before a bad call. Next board meeting I went, stood in back, listened to debates about mailbox colors and garden flags, waited. When it was time, I spoke up, laid out risks, handed around documents, explained how a blocked road can turn a bad fire into a tragedy. Cynthia thanked me, called me passionate, smiled that little smile. "We're confident in our plans," she said. "Property values, community cohesion." I told her it didn't matter if no one got out alive. The room went silent, but I could tell she'd already made up her mind. By summer, that fire road disappeared, not physically, but from the HOA maps. A couple new Pine Hollow Proud signs went up. Crews showed up in orange vests, trimming brush. When I asked, they said they were building a decorative rock wall, a privacy feature right across the road. Didn't argue, just emailed everyone from the HOA to the city zoning office, attached more photos, cited codes, got one reply from zoning, "We'll look into it." That was it. A week later, the boulders arrived. Giant things dropped in a line just wide enough to pretend they weren't a barrier. But no fire truck was getting past. I wasn't alone in noticing. 2 days later, Lenora Higgins, mid-60s, sharp as they come, HOA board member, knocked at my door. She cut straight to it. "You're right about the road and they know it. Cynthia wants full control. They're planning a nature sanctuary, new brochures in the works." "Politics." She shrugged. "People don't think fire will reach this far." She believed me. But nobody else seemed to care. The next newsletter was glossy, all about beautification. Full-page drawing of a path where the road used to be, flower beds, benches, everything but common sense. I printed out federal standards and walked them to the HOA office. Kid at the desk promised to pass them on. A week later, I got a letter, cease and desist, threatening legal action if I interfered with landscaping. Called me hostile. All I'd done was take pictures. I almost quit then, honestly. But that road meant something. It was an escape, a memory, a promise I'd made to myself long ago. Watched the boulders, saw the rain erode the edges, watched kids trip over loose stones, thought about how it'd look and smoke in the dark with no time left. Kept sending emails logging what I saw. Knew it was just a matter of time. June was bone dry, no spring rain ground crackling. The trees wore that exhausted gray-green I recognized from bad seasons. Another HOA meeting, this one packed more neighbors than usual. Cynthia stood up front, all peach blazer and syrupy voice bragging about progress. I asked, "Does the new fencing go across the old fire road?" Murmurs in the room. She dodged. I pressed. "You're blocking the only secondary escape route. If the main road clogs, people die." Her smile faded. "We've made our decision." I left. That night I dug out my old fire maps, marked the blocked route, sent everything to the fire marshal, and called in a favor with Morales, now division chief, used to be my trainee. He said, "You're right, but the paperwork's a mess. City council's the only shot." I started printing flyers, plain facts, nothing dramatic, left them everywhere. The HOA fired back, called me alarmist, accused me of spreading fear. Then came the concrete posts, thick, rebarred, set deep. Not survey markers, not temporary. Crew strung heavy fencing, padlocked a gate. No emergency access box, just a cold steel line. Lenora called, "It's not temporary. They're repurposing the ridge, calling it an amenity." She'd voted no, but was outnumbered. "People are going to die," I said. She agreed. I documented everything, emailed the city, copied reporters. No answer, just silence. Some neighbors started asking, "Why's the trail locked?" The HOA responded with canned emails about community safety. Then I got a letter. "Your actions are being monitored. No name, no signature. Fear, plain and simple." Borrowed a drone from a friend, filmed the whole blocked route, posted it online. Video blew up 10,000 views in 2 days. Comments poured in, some grateful, some furious, some threatening. Next meeting, packed room. Cynthia showed with a lawyer. She claimed it was all legal community safety. I called it what it was, a violation of federal fire codes. The crowd turned. People started sharing their own stories, evacuations, floods, old trails. Cynthia tried to shut it down, but the truth was out. I knew it would come sooner or later. July 28th, sun bleeding, orange, air heavy. Saw the smoke above the northern ridge, thin and rising fast. Grabbed my radio, tuned to the fire band. Heard the call, ignition near mile marker 112, 5 miles out, wind pushing hard. Sent out a group message. "There's a fire. Prepare to evacuate. Don't wait for the HOA." Packed the Jeep, filled water jugs. By noon, ash was falling. The HOA's robocall told people to await instructions. Don't use unauthorized routes. I laughed, unauthorized right. An hour later, main road, clogged cars, crashed, people panicking. I shouted, "Follow me if you want out. We're using the fire road." Bolt cutter snapped the lock. People poured through, kids, old folks. Lenora, even Cynthia, stumbling behind mascara, running blouse torn. The fire roared up behind us, orange wall eating the ridge. 72 people made it out on that ugly, forgotten road. The official route failed, trapped cars, no emergency crews could get in or out. But that path, the one everyone wanted, erased, saved the day. At the shelter, we waited for news. I heard from the fire inspector 70-plus evacuees made it out. No fatalities. 2 minor injuries. Good call on the access road. My house survived, fence gone but standing. The HOA fencing, melted posts twisted. The boulders had rolled down the slope, heat split, the mountains spitting them out. Lenora found me, told me she'd filed an emergency injunction. The mayor wanted an investigation. Cynthia was stepping down. The city declared the road a protected corridor. New signs went up, emergency boxes installed, solar lights pullouts. Neighbors used it for walks. Some thanked me, most just nodded. Lawsuits started, the old board dissolved, emergency drills became routine. I rejoined the fire council as an advisor, gave talks, told the story. One day a letter came, just 2 words. You were right. CB. I smiled. That road wasn't just gravel, it was memory escape, and finally proof that doing the right thing isn't about rules. It's about having the guts to fight for it. And you tell me, was I right to push so hard? Or did I just get lucky that one more time? Drop your thoughts below. What would you have done if it was your neighborhood? Do you think rules matter more than safety? Or is common sense the real law in a crisis? Let's talk.